G'day YouTubers. I went crabbing down the Logan River last weekend. I had promised myself that I wasn't going to do this until mid-November because I knew the water would be a bit cold and mud crab probably wouldn't be around. But about a week and a half ago we had some really heavy rain, a couple of really good heavy showers, and I do mean heavy. I haven't done art about it for a while, but I figured the rain would have stirred things up and the crabs might have come in a bit early. After all, it was the beginning of November. Oh, yes, go down, have a go. So I took myself into it, and this is a trip. With two of us on board, we were allowed to carry 8 pots. So I got my wife to drive as I set up each one. She just putted along the river, and while I was setting them up, I had my eye out for a likely spot to drop them. I always like to drop them in front of a runoff area, like a little creek emptying out in the river is ideal. But any channel that empties water into the river can work. If it's a small channel, I'll drop one straight out in front of it. If it's a wider channel, I might go out at 45 degrees from the mouth and drop one each side of the channel. I picked all the small channels today and we just dropped one out in front of each one. I went in till it was about 6 feet of water, then turned the boat around, let my wife drive straight out from the channel, calling out the depths as we went, until it was deep enough and I wanted to drop one. There's no hard and fast rule about how deep it is, just try different depths until you find where the crabs are sitting. One week you'll find the crabs are sitting around the 12-14 feet mark, and next week you might find them at 20 feet. All the uncertainty puts you at a disadvantage if you're in a spot where you don't go all that regularly. You've got to prospect and catch your crabs all in the 6 hours or so that you've got out on the water. I generally don't leave my pots in overnight. There's too many share farmers around to steal your crabs, and let's face it, there's just plain tea leaves that'll steal the pots as well. And once you've got the pots in, you've got to leave them alone for a little while, give the crabs a chance to discover them and find their way in. So the best thing to do is to go and do a little bit of fishing while you're waiting. Even if you don't catch anything, it passes the time. I've been coming down to the Logan River and dropping crab pots in since I was about 12 years old. I haven't done it every year, I haven't even done it all that regularly, just when I've had a boat around and wanted some crabs. So every time I come down, drop the crab pots, go and do a little bit of fishing. I can't say I'm very proud of it, but I do have an unbroken record for fishing in the Logan. In all those years, I've never ever caught a single fish in the Logan River. Now it might be because I don't try all that hard, just killing some time waiting for the crabs to get into the pots. And possibly because I'm not all that convinced there's some really good fish in the Logan River. There's fish there, obviously, I can see them on the sounder, but I've never caught one, so I've never really found out what they are. Just in the direction we're going, and call it at about 10 to 12 feet. Let me know when it gets to 10 and I'll make up my mind.
10?
Head is, yep, whoa, right there. Yep, she's there. Just have a bit of a cruise around. You can settle yourself down now if you want to. After spending an appropriate amount of time throwing a line into the water and pretending to fish, we did the first round of the pots. Nothing in any of the pots until the last one, and then there was an undersized crab. I picked it for a male at first, but it was so feisty when I tried to get it out and so aggressive that I thought, oh, this has got to be a female. But when I did finally get it out, turned it upside down and had a look, it was definitely a male. Just a very aggressive small male. Way undersized. He's big enough for a sandy, but not big enough for a muddy. Hey! So that's why there's no crab pots out.
There's no crabs.
A couple more hours went by, pretending to fish, and we did the rounds again with exactly the same result. Nothing in the first 7 pots, and the very same crab in the last pot. He must have really liked that. He must have really liked that feed.
Yeah. Well, you got the right feed for them. Just none around.
Yeah. The water's probably a bit cool for them still.
Yeah.
Hey, don't use. You ought to know by now I'm letting you out of here.
You need some of those clippers,
Hey?
those tongs that they've got for crabs.
No, it's just that the mud crabs can reach around a lot further behind them and above them than the old sandies can. And this bloke's not the brightest tool in the shed. I let him go once. You ought to know that that's going to happen again.
Oh,
He just lost another leg for his fight.
Yeah.
That is the same crab that we just caught, because he threw that leg when I was getting him out before. He's throwing another one, getting him out this time. But the exact same crab. I threw him out well away from where we dropped the pot, or 50 feet away from where we dropped the pot, and he's gone straight back in there. Idiot. They're not real biting. At first I thought this crab was pretty stupid for going into the same trap twice, but on reflection, maybe he was pretty smart. Maybe he knew that he was going to get good feed in there and that he'd get thrown back in afterwards. Who knows? The only thing of any real significance to me on this trip is that I didn't come home with a feed of crab. If you've been following my videos, you'll know I've got a new sounder in this boat. Previously, in all my other boats, I've either had Perino or Garmin unit. This time I went with a rain ring. I'm really happy with it, but I'm not used to reading it yet. I've got a couple of screenshots here of what I saw in the Logan. At least one of them I'd interpret as prawns, but it's just slightly different to what I'm used to seeing on a Perino or a Garmin unit. So I'm not 100% sure. I need to actually throw a cast net and pull something up and see what it is. And I'm really sorry I didn't have a cast net on board. Well, this wasn't the video I'd hoped to upload. I had planned to catch a reasonable feed of crabs, but I realised that I did jump the gun. I knew I was jumping the gun when I did it, but I just sort of hoped that the rain would flush some out. Wasn't to be. Still, it was a good day out on the water, and that makes it all worthwhile just by itself. You guys stay safe on the water, and until next time, good fishing.